Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. Last week we looked at the Lockwood Cortex 3572 digital digital code lock on a mortise lock body. Somebody asked for the install video. We weren't able to do the install video, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the rundown on it in 2 minutes. Basically, for a lot of people who find a lot of code locks very confronting, or got to read this, got to read that. But with this particular code lock, after watching this video 2 minutes, if you've fitted locks, you'll probably be able to go out there and screw one on without any troubles. They're actually easier than some of the other digital locks I've fitted. So I'm just going to quickly show you. So inside the box, you get this big, huge box. Okay, so here's your front half. There is a little bit of film on that, so make sure you take that film off. If not, it won't be as sensitive. Here's your back half of the lock here. They're connected by a wire here. If you look closely here, if I can zoom in actually, no, can't zoom in. One side has a piece of plastic along the side, and one side is missing the piece of plastic. So when you look at this connections here, you'll see that the pins are closer to this side, so they go towards the side that has the plastic wall. So there's two rubbers here. That's basically how the rubber sits. To install this, you need to connect this front one to this back one, then put batteries in the back, then push this button, and away you go. I'll give you more information on programming in a second. I just want to show you the template. It is really simple to install. You've got your spindle hole here, which is standard. You've got your cylinder, which is standard, and most of the time it's already existing, so you don't actually have to cut those two holes out. This one here, they've asked for a 22mm hole to get this cable through here. But as you can see, you can actually just push that down like that, and you could get that probably through a 10mm hole if you wanted. But I would probably go 15 or 16 just to make it nice and easy. What they've done here is they've done two 20mm holes like together, like an egg shape or an oval shape. So I mean, it is a bit of overkill, but you do also have to remember that if the door is only that thick, you've got all this cable, so it's good to, you've got to sort of push that cable back into somewhere. So that's probably why they say to drill this larger style hole. If it's a aluminium door in that tube, you could probably, get away with a small hole and just push it down. So that hole needs to be cut out, 22mm hole in a oval shape, and then you've got a 10mm hole at the top and a 10mm hole at the bottom, and that's it. So you're talking really 3 holes that have to be made. Alright, so that's the holes on the door. Once you've got your holes on the door, you need to measure your door. It comes with 2 spindles, very similar to the 055 deadlock, where they've got sizes on the actual spindles, as you can see here. This one's 42 to 50, and the other size I think 38 to 42 or something along those lines. A little spring goes in this side. This one is for the large one's for your internal. So you would put the little spring in there, and then you would push it into there. So that would be spring loaded. Same with the other side. The outside has the smaller spindle. Spring in there first, and you put that in there, and then that would also be spring loaded, pushing into the spindle of the lock. It's just an old lock. So once you've got all your holes on, the door, and you've got your spindles in, you need to feed this cable through, feed it through this gasket here, and then connect it. And once that's all together, you need to line up your spindles here, those ones, and then you can start to screw it together. It's held together by just the same as the 530 type screws, so you can shorten them if you lose them. There's one up the top that needs to be tightened just there, and there's one down the bottom that needs to be tightened there. Okay, so that's fairly straightforward. Once you get that on the door like that, and it's all there, then you would need to put your batteries in and go in programming mode. Push the P button on the inside. This is quick mode. Push this P button on the inside for 1 second. Come around here, you'll see the numbers lit up. Put in your code, and then push the P button again, and then test it. Test it a few times with the door open before you do. If you want to also enroll a card, you push the P button, you present the card. If you want to enroll 2 cards, you give it a second or 2, and then you present the next card, and you'll see the location of where it's enrolling. So that's how you present the cards. If you want to delete cards, if you push the button, you present the new cards. Any cards not presented will be deleted. If you want to change combination on it, you push the button, you put in your new combination, push the button again, and the old combination is deleted. So pretty simple on the programming, pretty simple on the install. The install like this. What basically happens is this handle connects with the spindle here. This cylinder connects with the cylinder hole here. It uses an X cam, so when you turn the key, it pulls the latch back. From the outside, when you try and move your handle, it's just going to be clutching, nothing will happen. When your code or your card is correct, you pull it down, then it's going to start to drive that spindle. On the front, there is a 9-volt connection as well if the batteries go dead. There is a little like a little light there as well to tell you when your batteries are going dead. Always use alkaline batteries. And apart from that, the lock side of things, you will need to extend the cylinder. It comes with a little extension part right there. You will need to put that on the back of the cylinder and extend it, because if you see the height here, that's almost a full length of a cylinder, you know. So considering you've got meat on your door, you probably normally you should be able to get away with what's included on the pack. For me, on the last install, I had a special door, so I had to use special different length ones, so I couldn't use the original ones, and they're very expensive, so preferably use the ones that are included in with the box. If not, yeah, you might need to just look at that. Depending on how thick your door is, depends on how much it needs to be extended, but you will need to extend your cylinder to protrude through here. So there's two different models. The 3572, which is the this one here, suits this type of lock. The lock is included in with the pack as well. And it's a new modern lock, it's not the older lock. You could probably get away with using the older one. It's only really going in using the spindle and using the X cam, so you could even use an older one. But they do include the lock and the cams to suit the new model. The 3582 is a different footprint, of course, as you can see. Cylinder holes, spindle holes are different, so you will need to buy the kit for the 3582 or the 3572. One more thing I've got to quickly tell you is handing. There's a little switch just in here to do your handing. So you just flick this down. Is it down? Yep, should be down. And then you can rotate it to the other side. And then you've handed it on that side. On this one here, there is no handing, so you can rotate it any which way you want. So that's basically the lock in a nutshell. That's how you install it real quick in under a couple of minutes. They look. Oh, sorry, one more thing, there's a black plastic cover here to get to the screw. You just need to pop this out upwards. With this one here, there's a little Allen key. Take out that Allen key, slide it up, and then lift it over. Most digital locks, a lot of people, I don't know how to do that, think there's a lot of instructions and things like that. But from what I've told you, if you're a locksmith, you'll be able to fit one first time around in probably 20 minutes, and that'll be taking your time. So that's our install video. Unfortunately, I didn't get to show you how I'm putting it on the door, maybe on the next one. And yeah, Lockwood Cortex, new lock on the market, and easy to install, battery powered. So on those points, yeah, it's quite a good little unit. Okay, thanks for watching.